Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm Alicia Haygood. We all know that when it comes to spring cleaning, summer clean out, whatever time it is, it feels great. And that is why today's guest is going to be great for all of us. We're going to talk to Angie Ahlstedt of Bee Organized about why decluttering is more than just getting rid of stuff. It really does declutter ourselves. So it's going to be fun. Angie's here. She advertises in Scottsdale City Lifestyle magazine that we've talked about as well. So I want to talk to you, how can clutter, I'm going to use these words, more calm, clarity, and connection. I like the 3 C's in our everyday life. And there have been times as a mother where you just lose your mind and you're just like, everything's getting thrown away, right? Let's not get to that point, Angie.
I love it. I love it.
Talk about your passion for organization, then we'll kind of get into the Bee Organized as well.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's so fun. I love watching your podcasts or listening to them in the car. This is a really on-trend type of thing. So I am passionate about it as it relates to just helping people. Part of what I know your passion is about mental health. Mm-hmm. And there's such a strong correlation between your mental space and your physical environment.
Absolutely.
And so I think the most fulfilling and rewarding thing that we see is an opportunity to just help people find that calm and that Zen space in their homes so that they can bring their best selves to their lives.
Yeah. What are you seeing here in Scottsdale feng shui, let's start with that, became really popular years ago. We all tried to feng shui ourselves. Really, it's just decluttering is what we're doing. So what are you seeing as a trend here in Scottsdale right now as we're cleaning out and getting ready?
Well, I think, our business is, we kind of say we help you get control of your clutter and create a more beautiful, efficient space. We also do other things as well. But what we're seeing a lot of is that, especially at the start of COVID, everybody started just learning how to hit one click and bring things into their homes. And they weren't spending as much time sending things out of their homes. And so for a lot of us, we just have expanded our spaces with stuff. We like to tell people that, North America and, Canada, Mexico, United States, and Western Europe has about 12% of the population and consumes about 64% of the stuff. And so we really get a feel for kind of why we're all feeling overwhelmed by our clutter.
Yeah.
Additionally, a lot of people, if you think about houses have grown, they're bigger. There are fewer people, more room for stuff, and less people living in them. And so we've just filled up our spaces so much. So
I love it. So I had a friend, and her parents, when the kids moved out, they never de-sized. They just kept moving to a new house, but the same size. It got to the point they literally had empty bedrooms in their house. I'm like, you got rid of the stuff, but like now you have all this extra space for things.
I know, it's true. And in a lot of cases, they still have the stuff from their college age or adult kids. They're still lending their space to their adult children who really don't want that stuff.
I know. My mom threw away my stuff. I did want it, and it turned into something. That's okay. We all learned something the hard way. Simplifying your hive. That's what you all say. Tell me what that looks like.
Your hive is any place that you live, work. Your hive can be a private jet, wherever you spend time, wherever you are energized. And, stuff has energy.
Yeah.
So we kind of talk about it even like in a closet. If we're working with someone in a closet and they pull something out and it still has tags on it and it makes them wrinkle their nose, we're like, okay, that's a negative energy feeling.
Huh.
And you really want to fill your entire home or your hive or your spaces with things that bring positive energy and make you feel good.
Do you go through things with the client all the time?
Yeah, more likely my bees do.
Okay,
our organizers are called bees.
I was going to say, what is a bee? We'll go ahead into that.
They're our organizers, and they do more of the day-to-day work.
Right.
But they will go through a closet, a kitchen, a car trunk, whatever, and help people just go through and identify what they need to release.
Yeah.
We don't ever push anyone to do that.
Okay.
And that's everybody's first question when they talk to me is, are you going to make me give away things I love? Like, no, we don't make anybody. We just have some gentle questions we use to help people kind of decide on their own.
I love that. My kids make me, I enjoy shoes.
Oh,
And I'll just put it that way.
you and Imelda?
Yes.
Old reference.
Yeah. And they try to get me one in, one out is what they try to get
Good.
me. No, it's not good. There are things that don't need, I told them I'd get rid of them before some of my shoes kind of thing. Let's talk about, it is a process. You talk about that emotional. I mean, I have to be honest, most of my stuff that I have is emotional connections to it, the memory, right? As I said, my mom actually threw away some of my stuff, and one of it was like my teddy bear as a child. She threw it away 17 years ago. I'm still pissed at her about it. But she's like, you still have the memories from it. So like, what is that tangibility that you don't have keeping from your memories? I'm like, nothing. She's like, so you still have it. So talk about how it's really an emotional connection that you're working with when it comes to these organizations.
Yeah. My girlfriend started the business in Kansas City about 10 years ago, and I own a franchise here in the Valley. And after they'd worked with a number of people, probably hundreds of people the first year or two, they started to realize there were trends.
Yeah.
And so they created this cute little organizing profile that's out on our website. Anyone can go out and do it. It's kind of like an organizing Myers-Briggs,
Okay.
if you will. But it gives you a sense about how you are in relationship to your stuff. So you mentioned emotional ties. You might be a memory keeper.
Yeah.
Someone who has some sort of a sentimental attachment to things.
Yes, I am.
And so, when we're working with people and we know that that's their attachment or their profile, we might try to look for ways to get things into their day-to-day living. Rather than having 40 of something in a box in their garage or in a second bedroom, let's pick your top 5 favorites and get them into your day-to-day living.
Okay.
Whether they're teacups or unicorns or, whatever that is, teddy bears. Or we might have people take pictures of things or create a photo album. Maybe you don't need 400 of your kids' art projects from elementary, but
That is
you
one
could
thing I have
create
no
a photo book.
problem throwing away, I'll tell you that. But I like that. It is, I will still keep all my shoes. I'm not listening to you when it comes to that. But I understand, I maybe don't need 7 black jackets. I could go down to 3 or something.
Yeah, well, and so many, times people move from other places into the Valley and they bring all their professional wardrobes they've had for 10, 15, 20 years, and they bring all their black pants and, how many do you need 45 pair of black pants in the desert? I don't know.
Yeah.
You might. It depends on what your work is and how you do things. But a lot of that is just really challenging ourselves to think about, what life transitions have happened and have we adapted to them.
Why do you think that clutter becomes a stressful situation for us?
I think in my own situation, if I'm sitting in my home and everywhere I look is a project, I can't relax. So if there's clutter everywhere, your mind is having to process that. I need to put that away. I need to take that to Goodwill. I need to, clean up that. And so I think it just adds stress to your mind where you can't focus on other things or just being calm. You have to be processing that over and over again.
Yeah. You don't just come in and clean out. You do moves, you do offices, you do organization. Talk about all the different services Bee Organized Scottsdale and your bees offer here.
Okay. Well, I would say we have 3 primary services: home organization, business organization, and move management. So obviously we've been talking about home organization. We also help businesses, whether you're a business with the sales floor that gets messy and chaotic, or you have a warehouse, or you're a salon and you have lots of product, whatever, we can help with that. Then we also do move management, which is really helping people go from start to finish or anywhere they need us to plug in. So we would go, someone's moving from, for instance, around here, there's a lot of people moving into senior living communities.
Yeah.
And they're downsizing. They've maybe lived in their homes for 30 years and they have a lot of accumulation, and they're maybe going from 3,500 or 5,000 square feet into 1,600.
Yeah.
And there is obviously a mental knowing that you've got to reduce that, but it's hard to get there. And for a lot of people, they stay stuck in places they don't want to be because that's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So we come in and we help them go through the purging process, and we help them identify what they need to take. And we have all kinds of partners that can help with design and things like that, or we can help them identify furniture, et cetera, to go. And then we pack them all up. We coordinate the move with one of our great moving partners, and then we meet them on the other side, unpack everything and organize it and make it beautiful.
And they walk into their new place.
They do. We've even done that for people that went on vacation and they
come
were
on.
gone the whole time. We did start to finish while they were away and they came home.
I think it's nice to come home to a clean house when the cleaning ladies
Yeah.
come. Like that
Yeah,
would be
see?
amazing. Talk about a typical visit from the first assessment that you were talking about online from filling out that form to the end of coming home from vacation into your brand new put together house. What does that kind of look like from the client's perspective to working with your bees?
You know, we would typically assign a queen bee. That's the
love it.
project manager who stays through that entire process with that client. And then depending upon how big the project is, there might be 2 other bees or 4 other bees or whatever the case may be. We have currently 11 bees in our hive. So they would work, it might be that they're packing or they're purging for a day or 2, maybe they're packing for 3 days. And then the move, and then we're in there for another 2, 3 to 5 days, just helping people get unpacked and organized on the typical move.
Okay.
So, and we provide free assessments and free estimates, so people can have a feel of that before we dive in.
You have a very unique background. Organization really wasn't your first job. Talk about your background from working in corporate world, real estate, entrepreneurship, how that kind of got you to this, because I asked this question because I think every step of the way taught you to purge, taught you what was important to take with you to the next move kind of thing. So I'm wondering how that all came into now you can do this.
Well, I grew up in a small little town in Kansas, and both of my parents were entrepreneurs. My dad was a builder. My mom was a shop owner, Hallmark, believe it or not.
Oh, of course.
And a flower shop. Yeah. And so I kind of had that bent starting. Then I went to college and went into corporate America. I went to work for Anderson Consulting, which is Accenture now.
Okay.
And did that for the start of my career and loved that. And so that kind of gave me the piece of how to fix things, how to identify what needed to change, maybe that consulting model. And then I went into corporate America, and I had stints in IT, customer service, marketing, organizational development, HR, all over the place.
Everywhere.
And so, I'm definitely, what do they say? Master of none.
Skills of everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I ended up in real estate, had a lot of fun with that. I saw what Bee Organized could do for real estate clients as they processed a move and just getting a house ready to put on the market. We do a lot of that too. And so when I decided to come out here for the next chapter or a new adventure, rather than get my real estate license here, I thought, what can I do that would be really fun? And this is a really fun business. I mean, it is. We're working with people that are, stressed out a lot of times too, but we get to help bring transformation.
Well, you're de-stressing them.
It's really and it is so
de-stressing,
fulfilling.
I bet.
And it's creative. When we're doing organizing projects and bringing in containers and baskets and turntables and all kinds of fun stuff, it creates beauty in a space too, and that's very
Well, it goes back
empowering.
to live in your hive, the whole thing.
Yeah.
What's something simple that we can do at home?
Get a donation box for one thing.
Oh,
and
I love that idea.
Just have a big.
Yeah.
That's one of the best organizing tools you can have is just try to fill it and take it every week, month, whatever. Find your favorite charity to donate to, because that gives you a good feeling too, when you know that something's going to a place where someone's going to get the benefit out of it. Not just the things, but maybe the financial, revenue as well.
What is one of the craziest keepsakes you have been asked to keep?
Got to keep this PG.
Yeah, it's always
PG.
Yeah, please. Good point.
We worked with a beautiful lady who had 450 teapots.
Oh my, she was a collector, yeah.
She was. And she was she was a powerhouse in her own right.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things about this job that's so fun is you can kind of tell a lot about people through their things. A lot of people have collected through their travels, through different parts of their life, and we get to see a lot of that.
It tells a story.
It is. And I remember one of my favorite things is we worked with a client who was just as dear as possible, and she was losing her eyesight. And so my bee, Kathy, and I were working that project, and we came across this great big box of these cards and letters. And she's like, yeah, those are cards and letters from, all my life, basically, but I can't read them, so I don't even know what they are. I might as well just throw them away. And she said, but before we do, could you read a few to us?
Oh, my gosh.
And this still gives me such goosebumps because this lady was beloved to all her kids, all her grandkids, the people she met in her yoga class. Her boss had sent her flowers for how amazing she was a million times. And these letters were so specific and so beautiful. And it was just,
that gives me goosebumps.
It made us talk a lot about a life well lived.
Yeah.
And thinking about how do you end right? How do you end in a good way? Financially, with your stuff, with your relationships, and it does aspire, it makes us try to live our best lives.
Yeah, I love that.
And we all work jobs. The first thing we do is we come home and we declutter and get rid of things.
See, I was about to ask you. That's so funny because you're like, and let me go and get rid of mine.
Yeah.
And get rid of somebody else's. See, but talking about the letters, that's where I'm going to be a terrible bee. Please don't ever hire me because I will just get engrossed into that box and forget.
I know.
Like I would be asking the stories and what does this teapot mean? I don't need all 400 teapot stories, but like the prettiest, like. Yeah, because
we just
ask them to leave.
We're working. We can talk and work.
I love it. You brought some props for us.
Yeah,
Some easy organization things. Go over this. Let me see what you got here.
Okay, so like I said, my best organizing tool is basically the donut.
This is a great idea, even for my kids. Like I love this idea.
Yeah, and this is low key. It's not like you don't have to go buy a big bumblebee bin. You can just get a cardboard box and put it somewhere.
Okay,
So
I like this.
that's the one thing. The other thing that's fun in all ways is a turntable.
Okay.
And they're awesome. You can use them all the way. You can fill them with art supplies if your kids are really into art.
Yeah.
They've got pens and glue, all glue dots and all kinds of fun stuff in here. You can put oils and vinegars in them.
Oh, yeah.
You can put snacks, granola bars, or whatever the type of thing. You can use them in the garage for various kind of tools and that type of thing. And there's a lot of different turntables. There's some that are shallow, bathroom products under the sink, all of these things. And so you can kind of adjust the size and the shape based on what the need is. But it's our favorite.
Oh,
and this particular one has little compartments in it. So I like to use these for donation baskets. I fill them up with goodies and donate them to charity events. So.
Oh yeah. Is Container Store like your favorite store in the entire world?
Yeah, it's kind of like a candy store.
It's like a shoe store for me.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I should tell him to get shoes. You might visit more often.
See? Love it. Angie, before we leave, I'd like to ask you, what's your favorite Scottsdale vibe?
Oh my gosh. Oh, here, I brought another prop.
What's your? Okay, well, we have to have pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. Probably the parks in Scottsdale with all the pickleball courts that you can paddle up on, whether it's Horizon, I played this morning, or Choya, or Thompson Peak, or Scottsdale Community College. And I think it's one of these it's one place where you can meet people so easily and, make friends. I mean, where else can you make friends when your kids are already grown?
It's hard.
It's really hard. And here we probably have 300-400 friends that have come, we've traveled with them already and, play cards, get together and play cards and do all kinds of things. So I think for me, Scottsdale vibe is being outside playing pickleball, in the parks.
I'll challenge you. I play every Monday morning.
Really? I'm in. Okay. Ready.
See who's organized in the corner now. Angie, thank you so much really for sharing your story and perspective today and giving all of us some advice on how to stay organized. Please get a hold of Angie and all her bees at Bee Organized Scottsdale. We'll have the link in the description of this episode as well. Thank you most importantly for being a small business owner here in Scottsdale. We love you guys and support us. I hope you have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I hope to see you around town.